All right, what's up, y'all? Yesterday I recorded a whole video on why they hate masculine men in the West, and it didn't record properly, so shit. Now I got to do it again, but that's okay. We got to do what we got to do, right? So one of my friends, he went off to Korea, and he went there with his girlfriend. He came back, and he was telling me about the differences between Korea and the West, and how they view people and the different customs and the culture and all the differences, right? And one of the main things he picked up on was, that for some reason he got the feeling that they just view masculine men differently in countries that aren't necessarily in the West. And, we got to talking about it. And I'll be honest with you, like I can definitely see that. And I think the reason behind it is that we live in a world where, it's all about fighting to get to the top, right? And, it's all about resources. It's all about money. Well, that's everywhere you go, of course, right? But at the end of the day, let's just get right down to it. They don't want, they don't want men rising up. They don't want men to be strong. They don't want men to lead strong, healthy households with a wife and kids, and everyone to be in alignment with that home's goals of being prosperous, right? They want broken homes. Let's just be real. They want broken homes. They want women disrespecting their man and the kids disrespecting their man. I mean, not the man, but the father, and that's what they want. You know what I mean? It makes it kind of like basically makes a community or a nation comply. You keep them weak, you keep the men weak, right? You make the women comply more to the government and what they want, right? You keep the men fighting with their man, and disrespecting their man. Then you break up the household. Simple as that. And the kids act rowdy and get into trouble, and the whole dynamic in the family is destroyed when you keep the man down. You keep him weak, right? That's what they want. They want weak, feminine men, feminized men. That's what they want, right? So they hate true masculinity in the West. So what is true masculinity, right? Or healthy masculinity in men? Well, basically, it's the whole thing about protecting others, leading others, guiding others, and helping them, live good and survive. That's what it's about, protecting other people. But in order to become, a healthy male or man, you got to go through trials and tribulations yourself. You got to go through challenges and problems yourself to get to a point where you're self-sufficient, and you are calm enough in the face of danger, in the face of fear, challenge. Because if you're leading other people, man, they gotta like trust that you're gonna handle shit when shit comes at you, right? I hate the term "fake it till you make it." I hate it because there's no realness in that, right? There's no real integrity in that. Fake it till you make it. That don't make sense, because if you fake it and there's some real shit come up and you can't actually do what you're faking you can do, then you're gonna be found out, right? Right? So it doesn't make sense to fake it till you make it. You got to be able to, show it till you can throw it. You know what I mean? Show it so they know it. Something like that. I know it's kind of corny, but hey, it's about the message, right? So like I said, they hate true masculine men in the West, right? They want men to be peasants. not kings. That's what they want. They want us to like succumb to what they want, you know, and work for another man and fuck all that. I'm not built to work for another man. I'm just not. I'll help another man, right? I'll help a lot of men. You know what I mean? You know, they'll use me for my strengths. I'll use them for their strengths. We all win as a team, as a partnership, right? As a group, as a collective. So we can all win and we can all eat. This is what we need to do as men. We need to all come together, right? And showcase all our strengths and go, okay, you're good at this, you're good at that, you're good at that. Just like a team, you know what I'm saying? Can't win an NBA championship without having your role, right? That's what it's about, give and take. You know what I'm saying? And that's like when it comes to the whole man-woman thing, right? When it comes to like marriages and stuff, it's not like I'm the man, so I'm gonna dominate my wife or I'm gonna be above her. That's not the case, right? It's called we play our role. Like I'm gonna be good at one thing, you're gonna be good at another thing, right? As a woman, as my wife, you're gonna be good at another thing that I can't do. So it's an equal partnership, but we have different strengths that we utilize so we can both win in this life and provide for our children, and give them a great life and give our grandchildren great lives. That's what it's about, right? So keep that in mind, man. It's not about being better than somebody else or nothing like that. It's about being good at what you're good at, and then helping others become or know what they're good at. That's what it's about, right? Or inspiring others to be good at what they're good at. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? In this moment, I'm going to take the lead because I can handle this. In that moment, you're going to take the lead because you can handle that. And I'm cool to follow. That's what a partnership's about. You know? And a real good leader, a true masculine man, knows when to lead. He knows when to follow. He knows when to chill. He knows when to kick back. And he knows when to take the reins and say, no, I got this. Follow me, I got it. Right? But he needs to obviously earn the trust of those who he's leading, right? And keep earning that trust. That's what it's about, man. Trust is everything when you're a leader. Because at the end of the day, man, you got that responsibility, right? I always say, responsibility without authority is slavery. Now, I'm going to do a big video on that. Responsibility without authority is slavery on the real. How are you going to give me responsibility over something and then tell me, oh, but you can't, tell it what to do, or you can't guide it or protect it properly the way you need to protect it, right? You need to have authority over something if you are responsible for it, because you are you're held accountability for the protection of that thing, right? Not only just the protection, but just say if you have a task and you gotta make sure that you perform or your team performs and you're responsible for your team, you gotta have some kind of authority over that team. You gotta be careful how far you go, obviously, with the authority, right? You gotta be within reason, right? But you gotta have, some kind of authority if you're gonna be responsible, right? Just going back to what I'm saying, they hate true, healthy, masculine men in the West. They want us all to be like sheep. You know what I mean? Why? Because they want broken homes. They want broken families. Makes it easier for the people, for the masses, for the populace to comply to whatever they want. And we saw it happen during COVID-19. We saw it. You know what I mean? I was saying no to a lot of that shit. It's pretty much everything. Even the masks. Hell no. Right? But I saw a lot of people complying to that shit. and doing what they were told. Forget that, man. And trust me, man, it's going to probably happen again. Like, give it 5 years, 10 years. And can you imagine the technology then? The kind of technology we're going to have then? It's going to be crazy. So we better be ready. You know what I mean? It's another reason why I'm building this community, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you right now, if that shit happens again, man, I'm going to be ready. I hope you are too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope you got some value from this. Pass it on. Subscribe to my channel. You know, watch the other videos. You know, some of them are good, some of them are okay. You know, I promise you I will get better. You know, I come out with some good information, some good topics for you to take in and think about and hopefully learn from. But yeah, subscribe to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Keep watching, keep following. I got some good stuff coming out. All right? Peace.